y'all don't know this, but I've already got it all planned completely.
Do you really? Really?
I have for a long time.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.
Is this the
This is the
outro?
outro. Bye, guys.
Hey, are you requesting me to do the intro? Okay. I'm Fatal Storm 719. Player Wicked. Welcome to Wicked Wonder.
He's better doing my intros. I have forced him into it. So, this video is basically going to be about how we met and how we ended up here. Okay, so the first question is how we met.
Oh, ironically enough, obviously, considering, we're doing YouTube, so gaming. We actually met on Call of Duty World War II in a game of Prop. Can't remember the name of the map.
It was the bunker map with the trenches, like the one bunker had an upstairs and you could like jump out the window and hang on, and we were on enemy teams, we were not on the same team, and I never joined random parties, but apparently I did that night after getting a couple messages, and then here we are still playing COD together, so equally raging on COD together.
Yeah. She probably thought she was fixing to jump into a party with a bunch of people bitching and complaining, oh, you're hacking.
I thought it was gonna be one of like 3 things. I thought there was gonna be 3 options. Either it was gonna be assholes who wanted to give me shit for being a girl. It was gonna be douchebags that were being, because I was a girl. Or it was just gonna be cool people. And luckily enough,
Number 3.
it was number 3, which, I learned in the 360 days very early, that game chat is not always a great place. And that joining up on random parties can either go really great and you meet best friends, or it can go really bad and you just want to throw a controller through the monitor, so.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was not that case. Okay, so the next question is who flirted first?
That would be me.
I'm shy and awkward, so
I'm not.
Yeah, we're the opposites on that, because, my go-to move is...
All the time. That all the time.
That's the first thing you saw when we met in person, too, because we started out long distance, and he drove to me, and the first thing that happened when he pulls up and is getting out of the car... Until I didn't even walk up to him. I made the poor man come to me. I just stood there, like, crying and doing that with my face.
Frozen. Dude, she was just frozen in place.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm not the one to, I was very guarded, and, so he had to put in some work to flirt with me, because, number 1, I never learned how to flirt. And number 2, I'm awkward and shy, so even if I learned how to flirt, it wouldn't be effective anyway to me, or at least in my opinion.
You just simply wouldn't do it.
I just didn't do it. So, at first, it went over my head that, he was flirting, like, it just whoosh. Whoosh. I finally caught on. I caught on pretty quickly, I guess, but I don't know how.
It took a little bit, but you got there.
So the next one is the first moment that you knew each other was the one. And mine is a very special moment for a lot of reasons. But we had been friends online for a week. And I say online because, like I said, we were long distance. So we had been friends for a week. And for whatever reason, I woke up one night about a weekend. And I had a bad nightmare. Up into like an anxiety/panic attack for... past reasons, and for whatever reason I decided to go to the person that I had only been talking to for 1 week for comfort and to vent about it. And I think it was around probably 2 if I remember right, somewhere around there.
It was pretty late.
It was late, and then it was like 6 a.m. Yeah, it was really late by the time we finally went to bed. So I know he was tired the next day, but it was the fact that, you know, he was willing to like try to make me feel better and like sit up with me. Considering we had just literally barely met and not even in person yet, so that like clicked with me that like, hey, this person is not like most people.
And, you know, honestly, surprisingly enough, that's actually the same time for me too, because, you know, you got somebody that you've only known for a week, but they have that level of comfort and they open up to you like that. I mean, that in itself, I mean, I know a lot of people will just spout anything and everything, but knowing she's not like that, and for her to open up and actually talk about what was going on, and, you know, having that level of communication, even though, you know, obviously only knowing each other for a week, that right there told me a lot. Like, okay, there's something here, and I want to find out what. And
yeah, especially because like I'm really weird about crying. Like I don't like people to hear or see me cry. Like I will avoid it at any cost. The man put in effort, okay? Because I tried to not. I didn't want to get hurt again. So I tried very hard to not catch feelings. But I'm pretty sure that night was like when it officially happened. So
I broke her walls.
that could
Rip.
Innuendo alert. Okay, so the next question is about our first date. And so, like I said, we moved pretty quickly. We met on Xbox in early April, and then, I mean, we pretty much were already together by, I would say, like, May, probably. Yeah. But we made it official May 20th, and then on May 26th, he came down from Tennessee to see me for our first date. But he drove down, and we had Zaxby's together, and he, of course, got a hotel to stay, because, I mean, 3.5 hour drive, and then
one way.
Yeah, one way. So we had Zaxby's together, and then we spent the night just talking and hanging out. And my favorite part of our first date that I always tell everybody about, because I think it's hilarious and it says a lot about us as a couple. So we're both metalheads, and we both like, you know, all that kind of music. And so we were laying in the bed just chilling, and he was showing me Alex Terrible stuff, because I had actually never heard any of his stuff before, and like I was instantly, you know, into it. And so I was like, what should I show him back in return? So I take his phone, and we're on YouTube, and I'm a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan, and so out of all the Avenged Sevenfold songs that I could have showed him, if you're a fan of them, you probably know where this is going by my tone. I thought that the best song to show him on our first date was A Little Piece of Heaven. And if you don't know the song, look at the lyrics, A Little Piece of Heaven by Avenged Sevenfold. Basically, I can't say much about what it's about on here without getting flagged. It's about dead bodies, and I don't know if saying
spicy things.
I don't know if saying the necro word gets me flagged or not, because YouTube is YouTube. But you know, dead people and love and smash and murder. So that's the kind of video I showed him on our first date, and he just totally went with it and like liked the song. So I was like, this is good. This is a good start.
Yeah, that's that's one of the funny things about that, is because I'd never heard that song, and at first I was like, is this really talking about what I think it is? And the more I heard it, and I was like, oh, okay. But ironically enough, we're so, like, we are so in tune with each other. Like, it didn't even bother me. I thought it was a cool song. I liked it. So she's definitely got the same kind of personality that I do. So
yeah, we're both
that is
goofy.
A big win right there, just in itself, because most couples, well, I won't say most, but there's a lot of couples, you know, you got one that's really, you know, outgoing, cool, whatever, and then you've got the other one that is very stale.
The next question is the spicy question. How long did it take to get serious?
Not long.
Yeah, we moved a little faster than probably most couples do. We met in early April. We made it official May 20th. We met and had our first date May 26th. And then I moved in the same year. I moved in December 23rd of 2018. I didn't move in on purpose.
No, it was
Would
not
you like
planned
to
at all.
explain that situation?
Alright, so how all of this became. So Christmas, I invited her up, to meet my family, just get to spend Christmas together. I mean, because obviously, we were a couple. You come up, I had, what was it, like 12, 13 days off for Christmas?
I think it was like 10 to 12, yeah.
So, more than enough time to actually get to hang out, spend time with each other and all that.
Because previous to that, we had only had like 2 days together at a time max. Well, because actually, so we saw each other in May, and then October, and then December.
Mm-hmm. So, you can kind of put that together there. Alright, so she come up for Christmas vacation, and while I was on Christmas vacation, she come up, spent Christmas with me, and whenever it was time for her to go home, she didn't want to go home. I didn't want her to go home. I was
We
like,
were
man, this
sad.
sucks.
Yeah, we were really bummed.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to go back to work the following week.
And it was actually, I was going to take her home, or we had talked about, I would take her home on a Sunday night, or Sunday morning. That way I could spend as much time with her as I could. Well, we got to talking, and she was like, I don't want to go home. I didn't want her to go. So, okay, well, stay another week, and, we can, figure out what we're going to do about getting you back home that next weekend. Well, that weekend turned into another week, then another month, and she is still here on her Christmas vacation.
From 2018.
Yeah.
I just never left.
She's still here.
It wasn't planned, but, I guess that chance of finally getting to, spend more than, 1 or 2 days together.
Really opened up the whole...
because you get used to the long-distance relationship to where, you have a partner, but you're alone still. So, you're just used to kind of being on your own and doing your own thing, and then you get that really long, extended taste of, what it would be like to live together, and, yeah, that, ruined the whole long-distance part.
And, that really puts it into perspective as to, how we move so fast, but it was also a very telltale sign of us being together that during that initial Christmas break. That not only showed me, but also showed her, hey, this is what it would be like if we were actually living together. Granted, yeah, we had talked about it, and it was not even close to being planned.
Yeah, we had talked about wanting to, but it wasn't something that we had any kind of active plan on yet.
See what happened.
I think sometimes you just know when you know, and it just, the whole idea of a certain amount of time kind of goes out the window, because it's what's the point? No, granted, I don't think that would work for most people, but it worked for us.
That'd be a disaster for a lot of people.
Yeah, moving in together after 7 months sounds like a terrible idea, for most people, but for us, it worked. I feel like we got to be a lot closer once we did move in together, just because we were around each other in person, and it wasn't always just screen or, a phone call.
Yeah.
So, the next question is the best moment of the relationship so far. Obviously, the moment that I said when we were just friends, and when we first met, that was, of course, a magical fairy tale moment, because especially long distance, you build up so much anticipation,
And I lived up to it. Yes.
So, I won't say the day that Brexley was born. I don't mean that in a mean way, but it was a traumatic day. I mean, it was one of the best days of my life, but what was a little bit more memorable and magical was the day we brought him home. Because, like, the trauma of everything, we had 4 days to process and, you know, kind of, like, move past the trauma of his birthing situation. But the day we brought him home and just, like, the first day of the snuggles and just being at home together, just seeing, you know, how he was, you know, trying his best to take care of me and the baby since it was a C-section. Yeah, that was one of the best days. And then, probably what tops the cake so far, was the day I told him that.
The way that she surprised me, granted, we didn't get it on video or anything, but an early Christmas gift, that she was very adamant about me opening. I had no idea. I figured maybe she was just really excited to give me a gift.
Which isn't out of character for me, because I do get really excited about stuff like that.
Yeah. So, for me to think that there was something that was going on, I had no idea. Because with her, around Christmas time, she's always like, I wonder if I can figure out what it is. Me, I'm not like that. I'm very patient. I can handle, the suspense of not knowing until it's time.
I get so excited about surprises, so, like, I'm not like that. He's good with it. He was like, just wait. We're almost at Christmas anyway. Just wait. And I'm like, no, you have to open it now.
And I had no idea.
Because we were going to take, like, Christmas couple photos that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted him to open that gift first.
Whenever I opened it up and I seen the positive pregnancy test that was in the bag, I was like, what?
Your first words were, are you serious?
Yeah. Like, is this real? Or, I know she's not that kind of person to play that level of prank on me. So I was immediately very excited. Pretty sure I cried a little bit.
Yeah, cry.
I'm a big teddy bear. I can't help it. That right there is definitely my top favorite day. And then right under that is also like her. I made a video of us coming home. And
which is on this channel. If you want to see it, you can scroll back.
There was a moment after we had just walked out of the hospital and getting to, get her and our son in the car. You can actually see this in the video. I was like, babe. She didn't hear me the first time. And then I said, babe. And the way that she looked at me whenever I said, are you ready to go home? Like, just that level of look on her face, like, yeah, I know you have, been through absolute hell. Are you gonna be all right?
Yes, I'm not crying.
But knowing the things that she had went through, I mean, yeah, I was there with her, and I obviously was there experiencing all of the things that had went on, but I wasn't the one that was actually having the things happen to me. I wasn't the one that, just had a child tore out of my stomach and, dealing with everything for the last 9 months and all of that. So that level of release on her when I asked her if she was ready to go home, that right there is going to be a memory that forever sticks with me, is just seeing her face and the way that she looked at me. So definitely right there with, the way that she introduced that she was actually pregnant. And one more of them, is the day that I got her Build-A-Bear stuff. She had no idea that I'd done it.
No, because he like went online and like penguins are my favorite animal, and like he picked an outfit and like filled out info for the little birth certificate, and like he even put a scent in it and like all this stuff. Like he totally did like a dream Build-A-Bear for me. And then just, it was for my birthday, and it was ironic because the day that it came in the mail, it snowed.
And for it to snow around her birthday, that doesn't happen too often. I mean, it don't snow that much here anyway, but yeah.
Usually it's January. Yeah. So the next one is the next relationship milestone that you're looking forward to.
Definitely one of the milestones that I'm excited for next is whenever we get engaged and married. I mean, to most people, marriage isn't nothing more than a paper, but I mean, I want that to be like our full bonding experience. I mean, even now, I mean, obviously, as long as we've already been together, I still feel like we're married. But for me to be able to actually give her my last name, and obviously his name is already my last name anyway. She's really a sharp. She just ain't got it on the paper yet. But I'm very excited for that day, especially the engagement, because y'all don't know this, but I've already got it all planned completely.
Do you really? Really?
I have for a long time.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let me add a side note. It's not that I'm surprised that he's. I mean, we talked about marriage before we even met in person, I think.
Chevy knows.
So I'm not surprised because, like, I know that, you know, obviously we've known for a long time that we were going to get married, because obviously, especially when we started trying for a baby. I mean, it was more so because a lot of people ask, like, why didn't you get married first before, like,
having a kid?
And I know that that's the traditional way of doing it, but I wanted to wait till we felt like we were in a place to, like, plan out an engagement or a wedding and, like, it not be stressful and it be fun. There was a little bit of pressure from from certain people of just going to the courthouse, and we did consider doing it, but, like, it's just not how I wanted to do it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a courthouse wedding. Like, I think that all that matters is the love. You know, it's not about a wedding or an engagement or proposal, but, like, I just always wanted one, so I'm not surprised that he thought about it, because, like I said, we had talked about it, but the man doesn't plan anything. Like, I plan everything. Like, I plan our minute by minute, okay? And he does not plan.
I live in the moment.
He is a spontaneous person, and I have anxiety, and, like, I'm type A anal personality, so, like, I make to-do list and plan. So, like, I actually am shocked that... When did Chevy find out?
Chevy's known for a while.
How long have you planned this out? Now I'm gonna get nosy and find out answers as y'all at the same time as y'all. When did you start planning out an idea?
It would have been not much longer after he was born.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that you would. I didn't even think that.
Mm-hmm.
You have a plan?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Completely.
I always assumed when we got engaged it would just be like a, hey, let's get married.
No.
I didn't know he had a plan. And Chevy knows.
Mm-hmm. Chevy does know. The surprise is she doesn't know, and you think I can't plan things.
Well, you never do, so I didn't know that, like, that would ever even cross your mind to plan something like that. Like, I really didn't.
Or you know.
Neat. Okay. Well, that's the milestones I'm looking forward to, too. That and having another baby one day.
Yeah.
I do want to film his reaction when I get pregnant the next time, but the first time it was just so personal, and it was one of those things I didn't want to risk ruining the surprise, because I was just so excited to surprise him, so I didn't want to risk him seeing me film, because I'm not sneaky. The next one is, what kind of date night would you like to do that we haven't done yet?
Alright. So, a date night that we haven't done. surprisingly enough, as long as we've been together, we've never been to the movies together.
We need to do that soon, especially a horror movie.
So that's definitely one of them. Another one, like not just a date night for just me and her, but just the little one too. Surprisingly enough, I was actually talking about this earlier on our way back from town. Is actually going to a hibachi.
Oh yeah.
I've only been to, I think, one, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been to several. That was always like my go-to. I love
have.
Asian.
I've only been one time.
Well, we need to go soon because our child would absolutely love the fire.
Yeah. He's a pyro like me.
His daddy was a firefighter in the past, and he loves danger of all sorts, so he would love it. And yeah.
Except for heights. Fuck that. No. I'm not good with heights.
Well, I don't think anybody would be good from heights after what you did. Tell them. What did you do?
So, my whole ordeal with heights. I never really used to have a problem. I was very careful with heights. But got in a house fire one night. 2.5-story house. Well, 2-story house plus if you include the roof. We had a very critical situation happen, and the ladder, it's called a hook ladder that hooks on the eave of the house. The top of the roof expanded, because if you look into it, you can actually look up what flashover is, and it's basically where the temperatures inside the house shoot up, and it's crazy. It gets chaotic in there, and the hook ladder ended up popping, and we went falling 2.5 stories. Luckily, I didn't break any bones. The only thing that happened to me is I dislocated my shoulder, and I screwed my back up pretty bad, which obviously I can walk. I don't have any kind of long-lasting injuries from it, except for I have lower back pain pretty often, almost always.
Luckily enough, his firefighting days ended before we met, because I'm pretty sure I would have a heart attack every day. I mean, I'm super proud that he was one, and I mean, I know he loved it, but I'm a very anxious and worrywart type of person.
Knowing between her and her anxiety and everything else, I'm not going to put her through that, but I'm also not going to risk either her or the little one in there losing me because of, me doing something like that.
Okay, we're going to move on because I'm going to get sad and I'll cry. Okay, so the next question is your favorite physical trait about each other.
That booty.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
That in your eyes.
Really?
I love your eyes.
I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Your eyes are going to be my answer too. I mean, all of you. But he has really pretty eyes. Okay, so the next question is favorite non-physical trait. My favorite is that, like, he is the one person that I feel comforted by and being around. And his personality. A checklist of, like, what you want in a partner.
Alright, so mine is her personality. And then, of course, when it comes to her, with her whole anxiety thing, I always find it really funny, even though it, at times, it's like, what? But with her...
I know exactly what you're going to say, and you haven't said it yet.
Yeah. So with her, she'll be talking about something. Talking normal conversation, and either one or two things happens. One, she goes completely 180 around, and it's a whole different conversation. There's no pause or leading into the next conversation. It's just, you're talking one thing, it literally changes, and it's like, what is going on? What just happened?
Yeah.
Or two. She's since I pointed it out before, she has started to notice when she does it.
I never used to notice before, like, at all.
So she'll be talking, having a conversation, instant quiet. And then I'm just sitting there waiting for the rest of it, and she's like, "You gonna answer?" Like, you didn't finish. What she didn't realize is she actually finished the conversation in her head instead of actually verbally speaking it. And that's one of those things. She keeps it interesting. I think it's funny. It's hilarious when she does it because it's like
sometimes I start out conversations that way. We'll just be chilling in the car driving, and it'll be quiet, or we'll be listening to music, and I'll be halfway deep into a conversation in my head, and then just like start talking about it to him, and he's like, "What? What are we talking about? Just listening to music."
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but definitely her personality too, because she's silly like I am. It's comforting to know that she is like me. That's how we relate so well. I mean, there's a lot of times that we don't even have to talk about something. Like we'll just
know.
Yeah, I know what she's gonna say.
We finish each other's sentences.
Yeah, and she knows what I'm gonna say. Like our brains are somehow just straight connected.
We're the same person. We're just different
genders.
Yeah, we're just different genders. Okay, next question is one of the songs that make you think of the other. And I have a few. One of mine is Remington by Ranger Smith because the lyrics very much describe him and how I see him and feel about him. And the next one is definitely Diamond in My Pocket by Cody Johnson. That's like one of our songs or whatever. One of our favorite love songs. And the third one is I thought I was being sneaky when we were just friends, but he would sing to me even as friends, and he still does. I still love it. But I heard this song Overdid It by Adam Sanders, and I just thought it sounded like a love song, and I thought it sounded like something that he would probably enjoy singing, and that kind of would go with what he sang a lot of the time. So I just casually sent him the name of the song, and I'm like, hey, you'll probably sing this really good. And the whole point of me doing that is because I wanted to hear him sing it. And I thought maybe if I just suggest that he listen to it, that he might be good at singing it, that maybe I would get a chance to hear him sing it one day. Well, apparently it wasn't sneaky at all, because the same exact day later that evening, he had learned, some of the song, or if not the whole song, and he sent me, a voice message of him singing part of it. So I thought I was being sneaky, but apparently I wasn't.
The one song that really sticks out is, it actually stems back from where I was still here and she was still living in Alabama. Is a song called State Lines. Who was it that sings
Dustin Lynch.
Yeah, Dustin Lynch, State Line. Love that song. Good song, and it fits perfectly. And also, all the ones that she had just mentioned, those are our songs.
And another one that's kind of random that you probably wouldn't even think of is Black by, isn't it Dirk Bentley?
Yeah.
And you know why that one sticks out is because the first time I ever heard that song was the first time that you brought me up here to Tennessee. We were in the car.
That's true. I forgot about that.
And it came on your playlist, and you were singing it. And I've never said anything our whole relationship, but that's why that song is one of my favorite songs now.
Any song I sing she likes. Yes.
So the last question is a little moment that still sticks out in your head a lot that the other might not even think about it. Mine is one night he came home from work and I was cooking dinner and I had Kane Brown playing, and we ended up, I'm assuming dinner got called that night, honestly, probably, but we ended up dancing in the kitchen while he was singing Kane Brown songs to me for an hour. This is the tiny Todd that just woke up crying.
Very upset.
Okay. Continue. What was your moment?
Alright, so one of my moments is whenever I was able to surprise her with her birthday penguin. Being able to surprise her with something like that was definitely one of them that really stands out. And then also, surprisingly enough, just here recently, actually yesterday, being able to surprise her with Squishmallows. Granted, our bed is covered in stuffed animals.
I have an obsession.
She loves stuffed animals. And being able to just surprise her, seeing her reaction when I do something like that, because she has no idea. She never knows it's gonna happen. I don't say anything about it. And normally, whenever I do it, I come in the door, but I strategically do it to where she's not even in the kitchen waiting for me at the door. So I'm able to hide it. She doesn't know. I said, it's a box of 6 small squishmallows. This one right here, he decided that he was going to go in there and play around with the box after I moved it into the kitchen. She's like, what's going on
I'm
here?
like, what is this? Where did Braxton get this? What is this?
And, you know, her reactions anytime I do something like that is always the best. Those are moments that I like seeing because, you know, I played off like, what's going on? You know, what are you talking about? What's going on? What happened? What is that?
Yeah. Wait. Are you okay now? But yeah, that about sums up pretty much how we met and how we got to where we are. And of course now we have this cute little thing. And yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and yeah, we'll have another video, like family style video soon. I don't know what yet, but
She'll plan it out.
Yeah, I'll plan it out. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. And Braxton, say bye-bye.
He's about to go crazy.
I gotta give you a goodbye kiss, even though we're not saying goodbye.
Alright, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all on the next one.
Bye. You have a pen. I just didn't even think that was anything even on your mind.